Okay, let's dive right into this. Today, we're exploring an engine that practically runs our entire body, our digestive system. But despite how absolutely crucial it is, we constantly ignore its earliest distress signals. So today's explainer is all about the 5 critical warning signs of stomach distress. And look, this isn't just about a simple tummy ache. We are talking about understanding the literal, mechanical, and biological cries for help our bodies send us, mapped out from top to bottom. Let's get right to it and uncover what's actually going on under the surface when digestion goes sideways.
Tell me, have you ever felt that sudden, sharp pain in your gut? When severe inflammation strikes, it's not just some dull ache in the background. Your stomach lining is practically sounding a fiery red alarm. This heightened immune response sends an absolute flood of blood and inflammatory mediators straight to the affected tissue. And that is what causes that intense, radiating heat and discomfort. When your stomach hits this point, it is literally raising a massive red flag, telling you the mucosal lining is compromised. But how do we even get to this point of undeniable internal distress? Well, let's trace the physical precursors that lead up to this kind of pain, starting with our very first major symptom.
All right, so our first major warning sign is acid reflux. Now, most of us just casually brush this off as everyday heartburn. We feel that digestive acid creeping upward, escaping the stomach. But here's the critical mechanical failure happening behind the scenes. This happens because the lower esophageal sphincter, which is this delicate little valve separating your stomach and your esophagus, basically fails to close properly. When that valve relaxes at the wrong time, or if it weakens, it allows harsh, highly acidic gastric fluids to wash right back up. And this severely irritates delicate esophageal tissues that were frankly never built to handle that kind of extreme pH level. Understanding this exact biological mechanism really helps us realize why it burns so badly and why chronic reflux is something you absolutely shouldn't ignore.
Moving down the line, symptom 2 is visible stomach swelling and trapped gas right after eating, better known to all of us as bloating. And this isn't just a subjective feeling of being heavy or stuffed after a big meal. No, this is a physical structural expansion. It often kicks in due to sluggish digestion. Basically, gut bacteria in the small intestine are left to ferment undigested carbohydrates, and that rapidly releases a buildup of hydrogen and methane gases. Think about that for a second. These trapped gases put immense physical pressure on your internal organs and the surrounding abdominal wall. It's an incredibly common issue, for sure, but realizing the actual microbial chemistry behind it emphasizes just how much literal strain your digestive tract is under when severe bloating strikes. Okay, symptom 3 takes this discomfort completely system-wide: nausea. This right here is your body's ultimate alarm bell. When the upper digestive processes fundamentally stall out, or if they detect a harmful irritant, the gut communicates directly with the brain, specifically through the vagus nerve. It's like a high-speed broadband connection. This rapid nerve signaling essentially tells the brain's vomiting center that the digestive system is actively rejecting what's inside. It forces you to stop moving, stop eating, and focus entirely on the crisis at hand. Now, nausea is a deeply, deeply unpleasant sensation. We all know that. But biologically speaking, it's a highly evolved instantaneous protective mechanism in action. Further down the tract, we hit symptom 4, intestinal disruptions. Because, let's face it, stomach distress rarely stays isolated just in the stomach. A problem at the top almost always throws the entire lower engine totally out of rhythm. What we're looking at here is a sheer mechanical contrast in peristalsis. And peristalsis is just a fancy word for the involuntary muscle contractions of your gut. So on one end of the spectrum, those contractions can dramatically slow down, drawing way too much water out of the waist and causing complete gridlock. That's constipation. On the flip side, irritated intestines can go into chaotic overdrive, pushing everything through far too quickly to even absorb nutrients or water. And that, of course, results in diarrhea.
Which brings us to the 5th and final warning sign: a total loss of appetite. Imagine you have a beautifully prepared, highly nutritious meal sitting right in front of you, but your brain simply shuts off the desire to even take a bite. This isn't just you being picky, it's a direct result of the gut-brain axis hard at work. See, when your digestive system is compromised by inflammation, harsh acid, or trapped gas, your body actually actively suppresses ghrelin, which is your primary hunger hormone. It's an involuntary defense mechanism. Your compromised system is basically demanding a physiological timeout. It stops new food intake so it can redirect all its energy entirely toward healing and stabilizing the existing disruption.
But hey, we aren't just going to leave you holding your stomach in pain. When these 5 warning signs start flashing concurrently, or if they become a chronic issue, it's time to decode them. Consulting a medical professional is the absolutely crucial next step.
Modern healthcare providers have amazing, advanced diagnostic tools, from endoscopy to incredibly detailed internal imaging. These tools allow them to literally look under the hood and pinpoint exactly where your unique system is misfiring. They can map out these complex biological signals and turn them into a concrete, actionable diagnosis. This ensures you get targeted treatment rather than just guessing and slapping on temporary over-the-counter band-aids.
So the path to relief is straightforward, but it's incredibly vital. Step 1, just like we discussed, consult a medical expert to get a precise diagnosis tailored to your specific symptoms. Step 2, once that immediate distress is managed, you want to focus on a nutritious recovery. Prioritize fresh, easily digestible whole foods, things like non-acidic fruits and vegetables, to really help rebuild a healthy, balanced gut microbiome. And Step 3, actively stay educated. Subscribing for more health tips really empowers you to understand your biology. It helps you keep your body's most important engine running smoothly, turning reactive distress into proactive wellness.
All of this leads me to a final, really important thought for you today. Are you truly paying attention to the warning signs of your own digestive health? We've traced the biological journey today from the fiery red flags of severe inflammation and the mechanical failure of acid reflux all the way down to the chaotic gridlock of the lower intestines. These aren't just abstract concepts, right? They are literal biological mechanics happening inside you right now. Your gut is constantly communicating with you, sending signals about what it needs to thrive. So the very next time your stomach speaks up with one of these 5 signs, will you know how to listen? Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and here's to taking charge of your well-being.